Hi everybody, this is Tammy at the Pine River Public Library, and I am here with a story time for Earth Week. This week is time to celebrate Earth Week and see what we can do to help Earth last longer. Our first book is Earth Day Hooray! This place is a mess, said Ryan. That's why we're cleaning it up, said Carly. Come on, pinch in. The Maple Street School Save the Planet Club was cleaning up Gilroy Park, the site of this year's Earth Day celebration. They picked up candy wrappers, crumpled newspapers, empty coffee cups, old flyers, lost tennis balls, and lots of aluminum cans. You know, said Ryan, even after we're finished cleaning up the park, it won't look all that great. It could really use some flowers at the entrance. Gilroy Park had a few trees and some grass. That was it. If we take all these cans to the recycling center, instead of just throwing them away, Ryan continued, they'll give us money for each can. Maybe we can make enough to buy some flowers to plant. Mrs. Watson, the club advisor, thought Ryan's idea was fantastic. She said, if you can get 5,000 cans, that should be enough for some really beautiful flowers. Well, I bet we won't find that many, said Luke. The club sorted all the cans they found. Ryan, Carly, and Luke filled small bags with 10 cans each. When they had 10 small bags, they put them in a big bag that held 100 cans, so they'd be easier to count. They ended up with 3 big bags of 100, 5 small bags of 10, and 9 single cans. They left the bags near the trash bins so Mrs. Watson could pick them up that evening. That is a total of 359 cans. Yeah, I knew we couldn't get 5,000. But the next morning at school, Mrs. Watson called Ryan, Carly, and Luke to her desk. Bad news, she said. The trash collector at the park didn't realize the cans were recycling. He took them to the dump with the rest of the trash. I knew it, said Luke. I knew we'd never be able to do it. Don't give up, said Ryan. We can still collect cans. We'll have a can drive right here at the school. I don't know, said Luke doubtfully. It will only work if a lot of people bring in cans. The custodian, Mrs. Jones, set up a barrel in the hallway. Luke made a big sign. Mrs. Watson helped Ryan print up a flyer announcing their goal, and Carly drew a cartoon. The next day, a few kids brought in some cans. After school, Ryan, Carly, and Luke went to check out the barrel. They sorted the can into bags. They had 5 small bags of 10 and 6 single cans. That makes 56. We'll never get anywhere at this rate. Carly wrote 5-6 on the sign. We need to get more kids to help. Carly, Luke, and Ryan got permission to visit each class and asked for help with the can drive. Carly worked all night, so she was ready. After school, Ryan, Carly, and Luke stopped at every park and field and picked up every can they saw. The next morning, Ryan, Carly, and Luke brought their cans to school. They went by the barrel to drop them off. Look at all these cans, said Carly. I knew it would work. At recess, they counted the cans. They ended up with 6 bags of 100, 3 small bags of 10, and 5 single cans. That's 635, even more than we had at the park. Carly wrote the total on the sign. Mrs. Watson walked by. You're going to need some bigger bags, she said. I'll bring some in tomorrow. So if we have 635, and yesterday we had 56, our total is 691. When Ryan, Carly, and Luke checked the barrel the next day, it was overflowing. "We better ask Mrs. Jones for some more barrels," said Carly. They had one bag of 1,000 cans, 4 bags of 100, 8 bags of 10, and 3 single cans. That's 1,483 cans. Carly wrote the total on the sign and remembered to put a comma between the thousands and the 100s. When we add what we had yesterday, our new total is 2,174. "It's still a long way from 5,000, said Luke. Ryan, Carly, and Luke kept working. Luke put signs up all over the school. On Saturday, the members of the Save the Planet Club knocked on every door in the neighborhood. They handed out Ryan's flyers, and carried big bags for people's cans. On Monday, Ryan, Carly, and Luke couldn't dump their cans in the collection barrels because they were already full. At recess, they counted cans. By the time recess was over, they still were not done counting. Mrs. Watson said they could skip spelling to finish counting. "And you didn't think this was a good idea," Carly teased Luke. Finally, they finished. They had 2 huge bags of 1,000, 8 big bags of 100, 5 small bags of 10, and 2 single cans. That's almost 3,000. Well, 2,852 to be exact. Luke wrote the numbers down. "We did it! If you add the 2,872 with the 2,174 that we already had last week, our new total is 5,026. Mrs. Watson took the cans to the recycling center right after school, and Saturday morning she drove Carly, Luke, and Ryan to the plant nursery. They each picked out flowers in their favorite colors. That afternoon, the whole class came to Gilroy Park for Earth Day celebration. The first thing they did was plant flowers at the entrance. The park looked so beautiful, and there wasn't a single piece of trash anywhere. Look what teamwork can do! We have another Earth Day story by Mercer Mayer. Today, we learned all about Earth Day. It was a special day. It's when we celebrate our planet. We watched a movie about the Earth's climate. Climate is how hot or cold it usually is outside. The Earth is getting hotter, and the ice at the North Pole is melting. That's where the polar bears live. Yikes! I have to help slow down this melting. "Dad," I asked, "what can we do to stop ice from melting?" "Well, let's find out," he said. "It turns out that the energy that we use doing everyday things like driving our car, watching TV, all makes the Earth warmer." "We have to save energy," I said, and I turned off the computer and all the lights as fast as I could. "Oh, be careful, Dad." "Well, you might want to leave some lights on so you can walk around your house." The next morning, when little sister was brushing her teeth, I turned off the faucet. "Saving water helps the polar bears," I said. I didn't want to take the school bus the next morning, but Mom said the bus saves energy because all the moms and dads don't have to drive their cars. "That's good thinking, Mom." After school, my friends and I collected cans, bottles, newspapers, and took them to the recycling center. We put the money we earned in a big jar to give to the Critterville charity we called We Love Polar Bears. The next morning, it was Earth Day. Our whole class went to the park to plant trees. Trees are good for the earth. They help suck up bad stuff in the air. It was hard work. "Come on, guys," I said. "Do it for the earth and do it for the polar bears." Our teacher thought I should dig smaller holes. We made signs that said reduce, reuse, recycle. And then we put the signs up everywhere to remind everyone how they can help too. That night I couldn't sleep, so I went to the kitchen for a snack. And then I saw a little sign that said climate control. That's it! I yelled. I know how to save the polar bears. I have to change the climate. The next morning I got right to work. I made a list just like Mom and Dad would do. Next I drew up plans, just like Dad would do. Little sister helped collect everything on the list. The most important thing was ice. We needed a lot of ice. I put all the parts together. What is this, Mom asked. It's a climate control machine, I answered. It will cool down the earth and save the polar bears. Well, how does it work? Asked Mom. Well, the fan blows air over the ice, makes the Earth's air cooler, and keeps the ice at the North Pole from melting. That will save the polar bears. I put a thermometer on top. I waited for the climate control machine to start working. But my ice kept melting, so I had to borrow ice from everyone in the neighborhood. I worked very hard all day long, but the temperature stayed the same. Finally, after it became dark, it got colder. Hooray! But the next morning, the temperature went back up. The climate control machine does not work. It will never save the polar bears. That's not true, said Dad, because of what we learned. I turn off my computer at night. Little sister turns off the water when she brushes her teeth, and we all turn off the lights when we leave the room. Then Dad added, you and your friends collected bottles, cans, newspapers, all to recycle. You also planted trees for fresh, clean air. That made me think. Wow, I said, we are all climate control machines because everything we do can help save the earth. Don't forget, we're also saving the polar bears. Our next is a song story about Earth Day.
People found out that Earth was getting too dirty. They made a holiday to remind others to keep Earth clean. On April 22nd, people do things to help Earth. Some people plant trees, others pick up litter. On Earth Day, people make promises. They promise to recycle their trash. They ask factories to promise not to pollute the air and water. To learn more about Earth Day, turn the page and sing along.
Grab a shovel, find a rake, get all the trash cans you can take. Let's go outside, let's plant a tree. Come on, it's Earth Day, can't you see? This is our Earth.
That was our Earth Day story time. Really hope you had fun and learned ways how you can help save the earth and clean up the earth. Reduce your footprint. See you next week.